Welcome to Redvee TV's Instant Fan Reaction, supported by A-Star Recruitment for the 2019 season, here at KCom Craven Park after Saints' 42 points to 26 win over Hull KR. David, what did you make of that performance?
Well, it wasn't a performance, it was very scrappy indeed. I think the best thing we can say is that we won and we saw two good tries. Other than that, I thought it was a very, very off-key performance by Saints.
Yeah, it started out cagey. I mean, we went 12-0 down from two Hull KR tries, including a good kick through from Craig Hall. But we did, as you say, we looked like we'd switched off a little bit and weren't as intense, I think was the word we used on commentary. We weren't as intense as we would be against the likes of a Wigan or a Leeds or a Warrington.
You'd hate to say we were complacent, because I don't believe this side is going to be a complacent side for the rest of the season. But I think that was a bit of a wake-up call for us. Unless we are on our game, we are going to struggle. And to be fair, Hull KR gave us a good game today.
Yeah, we went into half-time and leading at half-time with some good performances from our players. But the game was never really put to bed, was it? Not until Grace went over in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah. And our inability to kill the game off was also part of why we were so indisciplined, I think. A lot of penalties given away unnecessarily and a lot of spilled ball unnecessarily. And blimey, what was that going on at the end of the game? Well, we didn't even manage to pack down at a scrum.
That's it. I mean, there weren't too many errors in the game. In the second half, they did really come into the fore, and I think it was because both teams were trying to battle for a bit of supremacy and trying to throw the ball out a little bit more. But, as you say, we just packing down at the scrum. Is it because we're getting another Kevin here?
Yeah.
Was today's performance because of changes, or was it because we just weren't kind of at the races?
Well, I can't see why we were so off-key, because obviously Holbrook had a real selection dilemma today. He chose to go with Farges. I think Teo's game was probably one of the poorest games I've seen this season from him.
Ella, come here.
We were continually exploited by them going down the blind side. And that really should be something that we could have sorted out quite easily.
Yeah, that's it. We've made some changes today. Swift and Richardson really unlucky to miss out.
For me, yeah.
Do you think that the changes have made a difference today?
Do you know what, Kev? If I'm honest, I think we've got half an hour next week. I think that's a result of today's performance. There's half an hour next week. I think Holbrook's put them under a bit of pressure. We all want the challenge cup.
Yeah.
It's what, 11 years now we've not been there, and we were flat. For me, we've been flat for 15-20 last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But we come good, and we knew we'd come good. We always got stick in. Kevin Agama on a flat track again, brilliant. Tommy Mack, that side has ripped them to shreds, hasn't it? And for me, it was left edge versus our. It all went down that side, didn't it? They went in that side, we went in that side.
But we looked like we were struggling in the first half.
Yeah,
on
we
that
did.
Side,
we started slow. We seemed to start slow the last couple of weeks, and I don't know. But to come here, it is an hostile crowd. It's not a nice place to come, is it? We've got a result.
Yeah.
He's still top of the league, 4 points clear. He's had his rotation period now, and I think he'll go quite consistent. We've got a couple of tough games coming up. Leeds at home. It doesn't matter where they are. It doesn't matter where they are in the league. They can still come to TW and do a job. We've got Wire away. We've got some tough games. So maybe, listen, in Justin Holbrook, I trust him. Yeah. We have to trust him, don't we?
I think you've got to. Yeah, this is a game that we would have lost a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Well, we did.
I think it's we won our last two here, but before that we'd lost 7 of our last 8 and drawn 1 here. So that's it. You've got to trust in what the coach is doing, and while it wasn't necessarily a bad performance, it was disjointed.
It was sufficient.
And we just had the quality, I think, rather than anything else. Our smarts were a little bit off, but I think our quality got us through that.
Our squad quality has got us through the last couple of weeks. Yeah. Our sheer quality has got us through today. And I've got to go, otherwise I'm Mr. Coach.
Yeah,
and just have a shout out to Dave, who, are we missing him? Are you missing him? Always.
Yeah.
No, you're not. Hey, best preview show ever.
Don't say that. Won't let me do it again on my own.
Come on, you Saints. Big shout out, Mum and Dad, if you're watching. Love you. Cheers, boys.
See you later. Right. Yeah, as I was saying, it's the type of game that we'd have lost
Yes.
a couple of
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
But we've come over here. We've done better in quality, I think. Our recruits. You look at. He's just mentioned Kevin Nagama there. Hat trick for him. We've not mentioned the hat trick for Tommy Makinson as well though.
And we saw 2 good tries.
Yes.
2 good tries from wingers.
Yeah.
You know, bursting through like that, that's what you want to see. Puts the crowd, standing the crowd up. All right, Regan's was in the last couple of minutes and the game was probably won by then. But nevertheless, he played really well, I thought, really well.
And if we're going to pick out individual performances, who would you pick out?
Well, I'd pick out Nagama. I thought after a little bit of a dodgy start where we seemed to have Drinkwater exploiting us on that side of the pitch, I thought he had a really good game and he looked unstoppable in the second half. Looked like he got the measure of Junior Vaivai, who he was against, and even Will Oakes, who I thought had a decent game for them, quite a chunky winger.
Yeah.
He gave us some problems, I thought.
That's it. Let's not take anything away from Hull KR. I've just heard a couple of their lads speaking on the way out, and they've just turned around and said, Saints are head and shoulders above anybody they've played this year. But it was a spirited performance. They made Saints think. Danny Maguire was as clever as ever. As you say, there's only the kick-off, and it was Oakes fumbled it behind his own line and ended up going dead. That was his only mistake.
Yeah.
They had plenty. The game was probably won because we had a bigger bench and a better squad depth because of their injuries than they had. It's a tough proposition coming over here.
It is, and I think it was obviously something that Holbrook wasn't confident about in the second half. The fact that he brought Roby back on said to me he understood the game needed sorting out and we needed our captain back on the field.
Yeah, that's it. Our forwards have gone well as well. It's all very well saying our bench is bigger, but the forwards have got to exploit that. Walmsley looks like he's found another gear. He's running
today.
over the top of people.
Yeah.
I thought Amor was really good in his first stint. And Dom Peru put about 5 or 6 hits in that first half. Absolute bone crunchers. So our pack is standing up quite well at the minute, considering we are missing arguably the best prop in Super League, Luke Thompson.
I thought Morgan Knowles had another good game today. He is so unrealised that he does a lot of the work where he's pushing the players sideways and then somebody else gets in at the first man tackle. But you can see that they're terrified of him.
Yeah, that's
and he caught a few good ones today.
It's simple, it's industrious, and it probably goes under the radar. It's almost like James Roby-esque, where you don't really notice what's going on, but he is obviously influencing the game that much. And we've not mentioned him, and he possibly wasn't in our best 4 today, but he's vital for the team.
Yeah. Unusual for Coote to be just a little bit off with his kicking. He missed quite an easy one, didn't he?
He did, which has cost me on my bet with the handicap because I take Saints minus 16, but never mind. We'll look on to next week just briefly. Challenge Cup. Holbrook doesn't tend to make changes. Would you?
I think there's a case for saying, do you want to keep Richardson on the on the sidelines for too long? What we saw was that after a couple of games, he started to slot in, and last week I thought he had his best game for us since his return this season. The danger is if you leave him out for a long period of time, he'll have to relearn the moves, relearn the understanding that obviously he's started to get back again. That's the only doubt I have.
And he misses that kind of match sharpness then. I thought he was unlucky to miss out today. As we've said, I think Swift was unlucky to miss out. Maybe he could get a shirt next week, but obviously it depends how the boys come through training. Another Sunday game as well. Yeah. People want Sunday games. Good turnout again from Saints here.
Very good turnout,
To be honest, David, I think we'll get back on the road now.
Yep.
And we'll see you in the week. Well, I'll see you in the week for the preview show. It'll be Friday again while we've got a Sunday game. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And we'll see you next week.